What's going on, everyone? Today's day 17 of the $500,000 challenge over the next 30 days, or this is day 17 of 30. My team and I are raising, I think it just reconnected, raising $500,000 from private investors to help scale our single family home business from 3 to 5 a month, which we've done consistently over the last year, scaling it up to 8. We've got the in-house property management, we've got the in-house construction crew and GC that we've built out the last 2 years. We're not really having any trouble finding deals right now. So now it's more about just adding more capital so we can buy more homes in cash, renovate with cash, and then refinance with local banks. I've had several meetings over the last 17 days, especially with people who are interested in getting into real estate, and there's a common theme, at least of the people who come prepared, and asking for any piece of advice kind of in closing or just throughout the conversation. Best pieces of advice that I like to give out that I think are the best, it's the best advice that I've ever received. Again, that's my opinion, but it's advice that I truly try to live day in and day out, and reflect back on it. The first item is being extremely selective on who you're taking advice from. If you're taking advice from... Oh, there it goes, just reconnected. Let me pull over real fast. All right, starting over. Point one, be really careful on who you're taking advice from. If they're not exactly what you want to become or exactly what you're working towards, take what they say with a grain of salt, really. Or use them as a stepping stone to get to somebody else who fits more of the model you're looking for. Something my dad did a really great job of when I was growing up is, I'd go ask him all sorts of advice. If it was commercial HVAC, he was on it. If it was anything else, he would point me to the person in his network that he thought would know best. So he'd point me in the direction of the person that he thought would know best in his network. I didn't really understand at the time, but looking back, I'm extremely grateful for him doing that. Not only did it get me connected with a lot of mentors over the years, but it provided like a stepping stone, honestly, for the future. So again, be really careful on who you're taking advice from. Make sure they are exactly what you want to become, and try to get as honed in, as specific as you possibly can. And if you don't know someone, start networking. Facebook's a great place for it. Reach out, and try to get connected with somebody who is that model. The second piece of advice that I try to give is anyone can be successful with consistency. I think consistency is 100% key. It's all too often that somebody wants to get in real estate or somebody wants to start a new business, and what do? They work on it every day, all day, until they're burnt out, and then they don't do anything else. Or someone will say, I'm going to cold call all day, every day until I find a deal. And what do? They cold call for a few hours. They get burnt out because they've gone over their limit, and then they don't call the rest of the month. So I think it's really about, decide what's actually important, set a pace that you're happy with, and then make it a non-negotiable and do it every single day. But if you're consistent and constantly reviewing what is important, because that changes, then you're going to be really successful in business and life, at the gym.